What is the sum of 1 3/8 and 5/4? Today we're finding the sum or the answer to an addition problem with different fractions. What do you notice about these fractions? Can you name what kind of fractions they are? Pause the video and discuss. Did you notice that this is a mixed number or proper fraction? If this one is a proper fraction, what do you notice about the other fraction? Did you see that the numerator is larger than the denominator? What kind of fraction is that? It's an improper fraction or not proper. You may have even said that can be equivalent to a different mixed number, and it can. Today, we are going to build this problem. What is 1 3/8 and 5/4 together as a sum? Go ahead and take out your fraction tiles and build this. I notice that I am going to need a whole and some 8s and some 4s. Ooh, our denominators are different. This is going to be tricky. Go ahead and build it if you haven't yet. Okay, I have my whole and I have some 8s. I actually know I'm going to need 1 3/8, so I have that out here. And I know I'm going to need 5/4, so let's get those ready. Now, what did you notice about 5/4? We said it was an improper fraction. So I know I can actually trade that out for a whole. I know that 4/4 is a whole, so I could just get 1 1/4 and 1 3/8. Well, that's 2 and quite a bit. How do I put 4s and 8s together? Did you trade these out for something else? Pause the video and talk about how you can make this the same denominator if you haven't done so already. Okay, well, I know I could trade these two 8s for a 4th, but then I'm still stuck with an 8th, so that won't work. What do I do? Well, if I maybe trade them all for 8s, then I think I will be able to add all the 8s together. So I notice that 2/4 is the same as 4/8, but I still have this 8th and I can't just get rid of it. So I'm going to actually convert everything to 8s. 8s is a larger denominator than the 4ths, and it would seem 4ths is simpler. But in this problem, it's not accurate because we still have this extra 8th. So if I put it all together, I will notice I have 2 and 5/8. 5/8 can't be any simpler. I can't trade it for something else. I can't trade it for 2/4 because I still have that 8th. So in this case, the simplest sum is actually 2 and 5/8. Let's now try this with subtraction. Let's find the difference between 2 and 1/3 and 10/12. So what does 2 and 1/3 take away 10/12? As you build this, think about how you can simplify or find the simplest way to show the fraction tiles. I know I'm going to need some wholes. I see the 2. I know I'm going to need some thirds, at least 1/3, maybe some more. And I know I'm going to need some 12ths. Notice we're doing subtraction, not addition. So what do you think you will do to have 2 and 1/3 and to be able to take away 10/12? How do I take away 10/12? Pause the video and give it a go. Okay, here's a hint. I know I'm going to have to do some trading out for 12ths. Well, let's see, how many 12ths are the same as 1/3? If I match these up, I can see that 4/12 is the equivalent to 1/3, so I could trade those out. Let's trade those out, okay. Now I have 2 and 4/12. Can I take away 10/12? I only have 4, I can't take away 10. I'm going to have to do some more trading. What would you trade out next? Well, I could trade a whole next. How many 12ths would equal 1 whole? 12 12ths should equal 1 whole. Let's see if that matches my fraction tiles. If I have 12 12ths, all 12 of them, I should be able to do a whole. Let's see, I can even match it up here, almost there. Okay, let's see. Is that 12? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It is. So now I can trade this out because it's equivalent. I still have 2 wholes and 1/3 because is the same as 1 whole, 12 12ths, and 4 12ths. Now can we take away 10 12ths? If you haven't got this far, pause the video and build this and see if you can take away 10 12ths and then simplify. Let's see how you did. Well, I can take away these 4, and I need to take away 10, so that's 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I've taken away 10, and I have this many left. 1 and 6 12ths. Well, what can that equal? Does that match a 1/3? No. Does it match a 1/4? Ooh, I might be able to do 2 4s. What do you think it matches that can be the simplest, the least amount of fraction tiles? Have you figured it out yet? If I look, 1/2 is the same as 6 12ths. So the simplest version is to actually trade out those 12ths for a half. I took away 10 12ths and I have left 1 and 1/2. So today our difference is 1 and 1/2 in the simplest form. When I did trade out, I could say it is equivalent to 1 and 6 12ths, but the simplest form is 1 1/2.